Welcome back to the dumbest and possibly luckiest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. Oh boy, well, as the great Dr. Venkman once said, it's Miller time, boys! That's my celebratory beer. Weekday, school night, you know, with moderation. So we got back from Wonderfest with a bronze medal for putting our Belt Gizmo in the prop division from Ectolabs. This is the 8410 version 1.2. So the second revision, and you know, it's a lovely bit of kit. It looks fantastic. The only real downside you can give it is it's a green circuit board on the main board. The real board in a Sony 808D calculator, oh, I already gave part of it away, I gave the whole thing away with the title card. It was brown. The circuit board was brown. The PCB was not green, but that being said, Dave, you've got the most pedantic level of detail, and I love it. I love it. The crazy stuff you go through to make us even nicer Belt Gizmos. I already unboxed this once. I had a major failure with my recording system, which is now going to computer instead of to an SD card in the camera up here. And it went pfft. Yeah, so we're redoing this, so things will be a little jostled. They're going to come packed neater for y'all. Like, I took out the little business card already. Got our little pictures here. The instruction manual is downloadable from his website. It is 300 megabytes of PDF. It's like 45, 46 pages long. It is a massive manual. There's a reason for that, and we'll show you at the end of the video. So let's get to the meat and potatoes. Well, we got our shaver cord here, just like on the first one, just like your dad plugged his Remington or Norelco in the 80s in the bathroom. There you go. And our lovely brown PCB, and I got the no solder kit. So gulp, I gotta do all of the you'll see all the functional soldering to the top half of this kit. He did order a no solder kit, whereas everything from like here up is done for you. And then from here down, you could just use hot glue or something. Perfectly fine, adequate. I kind of nerd out over the pedantic details on something like this, and I personally prefer to solder it. I don't hold it against anybody who they don't solder. It's kind of intimidating. It's a little fiddly. It takes some practice to get good at. Just like everything else in this world. That's what she said, right? Practice made perfect. I'm already 40-something years old, man. I'd be perfect at everything. I suck at most things. Soldering I'm okay at. We got our daughter board here with a brown PCB, unlike the one you could see here with the tan yellow PCB. This is correct for Ghostbusters 1. This is correct for Afterlife. So we can make an Afterlife gizmo with the brown thing. And then if we ever need to go 84 style, we can just swap with one screw, swap our daughter board over to our other one. So that is very sweet. And then some plastic bits, you know, like 3D printed bracket to hold on, the belt clip, a whole bunch of non-functional, real components, all these little capacitors and doohickeys. The damn EEPROM, that is a real legit new old stock, found in a dusty bin in the warehouse somewhere. They don't use them anymore because it's obsolete technology. Oh, very nice. Very period looking, like, you know, like 80s-ish style. That's cool. All right, let's get those things back in there and get this off to the side. It's all labeled too, daughter board, Afterlife. Nothing on here is functional, but you want it to be done right. And Dave, again, all the instructions show you which way to orient everything to make it look as close to make it look like the movie prop, I don't know how he got all the photos of the Afterlife board. I'm sure there's sources. We have some more non-functional electronicals. These little white Sanyo chips, you don't have to shove the little pin connectors in there anymore. You do it a different way. I'll show you in the instructions, but it's so much easier. And you've got these jigs here to help you do it. And it's going to make life easier, because those 4 chips on the board were pretty, they were fiddly. You know, you had to kind of jiggle them and wiggle them, and and cross your fingers and say a Hail Mary to get them in the holes. But I got them in, and I soldered them in, and they were fine. It was just a little tricky. A little more Ghostbusting juice there. So like unwrap this. Instead of a 3D printed Nixie shelf, you have this lovely stamped aluminum one that we're going to prime and paint. We'll probably maybe hit it with a little 3000 grit, and then prime it, etch prime it, and then paint it flat black. Give it a flat or semi-gloss clear over that. And you could even, like, if you wanted to, you can even, like, kind of whack at it a little bit here and there and, like, weather it up and give it a few scratches, and you'll see the bare aluminum in the scratches, which will look extra realistic. That's cool. Our little Czech Republic surplus Soviet-era Nixie tubes. We got a whole bag of these suckers. They are just sick. They are cool. Oh, yeah. These are a bit of work to put together, but no big deal. It's because I'm soldering everything. If I did hot glue the last time, I think it would have went together a little quicker for me, but most of that was due to my lack of soldering skill. We've got our little error box here for the end. So that's cool. Oh, and then it has a little hole in there to be lit up by, wait for it, the functional electronics. So, no simple pre-soldered Arduino and a few power connectors like on the last Gizmo. It's awesome. It works great. I think it looks fantastic. And then Dave went and said, nope, I could make it look more like an 808D. And if you're a soldering person, you get to build the whole thing. Like, that is sick. I mean, obviously the traces on here are all, at least the top third of the board, they're all functional traces now. Some of them were, some of them weren't. And most of these components in here are functional. There's a couple that he goes, they're not functional, but face them this way so they look like the 808D. Those are cool. And we got our little, this is pre-made for you, luckily. Because I don't think I would want to try to solder SMDs on a double, like this is like a double layer board or something. Because the back, there's no traces showing on the back except for these three here. So that is very cool. Ectolabs Gizmo LED version 2.0. Man. And then we've got some little bits of wire, 9-volt battery holder. And then we've got a functional, actual IC chip and socket. And this is actually going to run the board instead of an Arduino. Because we're doing, there's things, there's stuff, there's circuitry we're building. This is just extra nerdy cool. Let's safely get these tucked back in their ESD bag. The fact that they're in an ESD bag makes me think, I wonder, every IT guy has had a couple of those ESD bracelets floating around from time to time. We always just throw them out after a while. I'm going to have to order one, and I'm going to have to order a really nice set of helping hands, I think, to be able to work on this, to hold this board steady and work on it while I'm like soldering all the little things, the little magnifier. I had LASIK surgery, so now my near vision is shot. So I have to get those horrible hobby, what do you call it? Blah, 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 blah. Magnifying glasses. There we go. We got what looks to be an updated holster. It's a little thinner, a little flatter, and not quite as girthy in this department as the original. The leather's an incy bit thinner. That may have been, in the guys in just trying to hit that little extra level of accuracy. Maybe you got a little feedback from some people that said, oh, the leather's, a 1/16 of an inch too thick. And, of course, Dave being Dave, that's what he does. So there we go. That's awesome. The first board was award-winning as it was. And Dave deserves this more than I do. And he deserves one of these, because he sent me some stickers. So these are going out to Dave. So he will have his bronze award from Wonderfest for what his model kit of a prop made. And it's a kit, so I put it in, as I built it. How many of us scratch build everything? Not many. Not unless you're Dave, I guess. I think there was definitely some tie-in with permissions or some handshake or something with Spongeface I think, because I think I could be wrong. Please, I don't want to be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think there was some involvement with Spongeface making the actual gizmos for Afterlife. It might have been somebody with the chicken name, but I think it was Spongeface. But yeah, so thanks to that, we now have a brown board for this proper bit of kit here. So nice. Oh my god. So nice. And the instructions, I thought his last set of instructions were detailed and idiot-proof, but this is a whole new level. Let's just go to those instructions. So here is the 46-page, 300 megabyte PDF. It's 300 megabytes because it has got a ton of color photos. Tools needed. Only difference between the last one and this one is looks like epoxy glue and etch primer and matte or satin primer. I don't know why the video is not following my arrow, but yeah, daughter board. So this is the GB1 daughter board. We already did one of these the last build, so we're gonna just zip past that. And then we got more. I mean, it's amazingly detailed for the little daughter board. You know, it's like 10, like not like 8 pages, 9 pages. Afterlife daughter board. There's all your parts. It looks amazing. How to attach every little thing. Do the daughter board first. What it is, it's a great soldering warm-up, because after this, you're diving into the functional electronic component installation part, which, unless you got the no solder kit, you know, you might want to brush up on your soldering a little. It's, you know, you got to do everything just right on the functional parts. You can't have any cold solder joints or, you know, not complete solder joints. It's all got to be done properly for the functional part, which is a lovely challenge I'm enjoying and looking forward to. There's that cool EEPROM. Damn, that thing is awesome. Just sourcing the components for this, the shopping list that Dave had to go through to get all of these little bits and pieces, it is ridiculous. But we, like, if we say the word pedantic one more time, that we appreciate it, there we go. Ah, here's the main event. This is the functional componentry. A couple of these aren't. Like, that big glass fuse isn't. And number 3, that big relay thing, I don't think that is either. But most of the other parts are all functional parts that have to be soldered in properly for this thing to actually work. And very detailed on, you know, which way to put things, the orientation of capacitors, and which way the stripe points, left, right, up, down. All, you know, the power connector blocks, all these little guys. Tantalum capacitors, like the crystal resonator. Like, really? That's pretty cool. I mean, we have every... Oh, man, look at this. So, yeah, you're doing all the work. This picture reminds me I need to order a better set of helping hands for this build. I have a really cheap, junky set of helping hands, a little magnifying glass on them. They're trash. Oh, yeah. Here's the non-functional components. So, the 4 white chips are so much better than last time. Before we had to pull all these little brass pins out of every hole, and now we just get to kind of chop them off and squeeze them out, and then they get soldered down to the board with the jig, and so much easier. That is very cool. And then, yeah, see, look at that. All the pins are in, and then you get some more components and other things. And heat shrink tubing, and then we'll get to the white chips. Those were the biggest fiddly sons of, oh yeah, sons of diddles. Now you just attach them to all those pins with the epoxy glue, so that's so much easier. And here's our Nixie shelf, the Nixie tubes. Halford's etch primer. Don't shake your fancy British spray paint in our faces. We're gonna get Krylon or Rust-Oleum or some Walmart garbage. Even your spray paint sounds more sophisticated and dignified than ours. Oh my god. Alright, leave it to the Brits to make us feel inadequate about the name of our spray paint brand. We got some specific things going on here. Some double stick tape, I guess. It's very cool. And light board. See, this is the part where you can see that it's 3D printed, but you don't see it anymore. Like it's hidden away in the back. Like you're not going to see it. So that's cool. A lot of wires. So this thing doesn't actually wire into anything electronically anymore because it's just got the LED and the board behind it. So that's nice. And this is just, I mean, we could go through this thing for hours and hours. But yeah, there's a lot. We're going to go through this during the build. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot to put my little shaver cable back in here. This is definitely not going to be a one-part build. This is going to be quite a bit. So we got the solder kit. There was a no solder kit. They're both sold out right now. Everybody get to ectolabs.net and express your interest on the product page if you want to get one yourself. And you'll be notified when a sale is coming up. You could follow Ectolabs on Facebook and also get product announcements. He doesn't just do these. He does the belt, the leather keychain fob things. Those are beautiful. The leg tube assembly, that's gorgeous. Does some amazing water slide or dry transfer and whatever decals and vinyl stickers for proton packs and ghost traps and, neutrona wands. Got a lot of great stuff going on there. Plus, you get a free sticker with your order. So there you go. Yeah, mine I did get one in the box. I already threw it on my fridge when I was saving the video, and my computer went bloop, 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 bloop. Yeah, the Mario dying sound. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Lovely. I'm so happy. Dave, incoming. There we go. All right, I can't wait to get back and build this thing. Until then, you stay frosty. Nope, that's aliens. That's a big Twinkie. No, that's not a good outro. Oh, nobody steps on a church in my town. Okay, get her. Bye, guys. Enough bad Ghostbusters quotes from me. Later.